For 3 years, Mia Carter had been the center of my life. Every morning began with Mia's voice. Every weekend had Mia's plans, and every future I imagined had Mia standing beside me. That Friday night, I sat alone in my car outside a jewelry store, staring at a small black box in my palm. "I'm really going to do this," I whispered. Inside the box was a simple diamond ring. I had spent 6 months saving for it. I had even planned to propose during our anniversary dinner the following weekend. My phone buzzed. "Mia, where are you?" I smiled and typed, "Running an errand. I'll be home soon." "Mia, okay. Love you." I stared at those 2 words. "Love you too, Mia." For a few seconds, everything felt perfect. Then I noticed the time. Mia had promised to be home by 7. It was already 8:30. When I walked into our apartment, Mia stood near the kitchen counter, quickly locking the phone screen. "You're late," Mia said. I could say the same. Mia forced a smile. "Traffic was awful. You work 12 minutes away." I stopped somewhere. "Where?" Mia picked up a glass of water. "Why are you questioning me?" The sharpness in Mia's voice surprised me. "I'm not questioning you. I'm asking." "Then stop asking." I watched Mia turn away. "Mia, is something wrong?" "Nothing is wrong." "Are you sure?" "Yes." I stepped closer. "You've been coming home late all week." "I told you, work has been busy. Your phone has been buzzing all night too." Mia's face tightened. "Are you checking my phone now?" "No." "Then trust me." "I do trust you." "Then act like it." I swallowed the uneasy feeling rising inside me. "Mia, is Ryan Blake contacting you?" The room became painfully quiet. Mia slowly looked at me. "Why would you ask that?" "Because I know Ryan was important to you once." "Ryan is my past." "That's what you always told me. And it's still true." "Have you seen Ryan recently?" "No." The answer came too quickly. I noticed it. Mia noticed me noticing it. "I'm telling you the truth," Mia said. "I want to believe you." "Then believe me." I nodded, even though something inside me had started cracking. I sat on the couch and replayed every strange moment from the month. Mia becoming quiet whenever Ryan's name appeared. I had explained every warning away because loving Mia had made me patient. I opened our photo gallery. 3 years of birthdays, road trips, Christmas mornings, rainy Sundays, and lazy breakfasts filled the screen. I stopped at a picture from our second anniversary. "I believe that smile," I whispered. My phone buzzed. "Sophie, Ethan, promise me something." I typed, "What?" "Sophie, don't confront Ryan alone." I stared at the message. "Why?" "Sophie, Ryan knows how to manipulate people." My stomach tightened. "Sophie, there's something else." I waited. The next morning, Mia left early. "I have errands," Mia said. "On Saturday?" "Yes." "With who?" Mia grabbed the door handle. "Does it matter?" "It matters to me." Mia sighed. "I'll be back later." The door closed. I stood there, staring at the place where Mia had disappeared. My phone buzzed again. This time, the message came from Sophie Bennett. "Sophie, Ethan, are you alone?" I replied, "Yes." "What?" 3 dots appeared, then vanished, then appeared again. "Sophie, I need to send you something." I frowned. "What is this?" Another message arrived. "Sophie, please don't call me until you see it." A photo appeared beneath the message. I opened it. My entire body went cold. Mia was sitting on the edge of a hotel bed. Ryan Blake stood beside Mia. Ryan's hand rested against Mia's shoulder. Mia was wearing the black dress Mia had told me was for a work dinner 2 nights earlier. My fingers tightened around the phone. "No." I zoomed in. The room number was visible behind them. The date stamp showed the same night Mia had claimed to be working late. My chest felt hollow. I called Sophie. Sophie answered after one ring. "Ethan, please listen." "What am I looking at?" Silence. "Sophie, what am I looking at?" "That picture was taken yesterday." I closed my eyes. Mia told me Ryan was her past. I know. Mia told me Mia hadn't seen Ryan. I know. Why did you send this? Because I can't protect Mia from the truth anymore. My voice shook. "How long have you known?" "Not long." "How long, Sophie?" 3 weeks. I stood up so quickly that the chair fell behind me. 3 weeks. I was scared. "You were my friend too." "I know, Ethan. I'm sorry." I stared at the photograph again. "Does Mia know you sent this?" "No." "Does Ryan know?" "No." "Then why now?" Sophie breathed heavily. "Because yesterday I saw something that made me realize this wasn't just a mistake." "What did you see?" "I can't explain over the phone." "Tell me." "I'll meet you tonight." "I need the truth now." "Ethan, please. Meet me at 6. The call ended. I looked down at the photograph again. Ryan's face was clear. Mia's face was clear. But something else caught my attention. I zoomed in on Ryan's right hand. A silver watch rested around Ryan's wrist. My stomach dropped. I knew that watch. I had seen Ryan wearing the same watch in an old photograph from 2 years ago. But the watch had been destroyed months earlier. Ryan had posted about losing it after a car accident. I zoomed in again. The watch showed a tiny blue scratch across the face. That scratch had happened 3 weeks ago. I remembered because Ryan had mentioned the repair publicly. My hands began shaking. The photograph was not old. It was recent. Much more recent than Mia's lie. I stared at the screen and whispered, "Mia, what have you done?" For the first time in 3 years, I understood something terrifying. The biggest lie had not even been revealed yet. I waited until Mia came home before showing the photograph. I wanted one honest explanation. Maybe there was something I had missed. Maybe the picture meant something different. Mia opened the door and froze when Mia saw my face. "Ethan," I held up my phone. "Tell me this is not real." Mia looked at the screen. The color disappeared from Mia's face. "Where did you get that? That is your first question? Ethan, please. Answer me." Mia dropped the keys onto the table. "I can explain." "Then explain." Mia covered Mia's face with both hands. "I made a terrible mistake." My chest tightened. "A mistake? I never wanted this to happen. You were in a hotel room with Ryan. I know. You told me Ryan was your past. I know. You told me you had not seen Ryan. I lied." The words hit harder than the photograph. I stepped back. "How long?" Mia started crying. "Months." I stared at Mia. "Months." "Ryan kept coming back. And you kept letting Ryan in." I tried to stop. "When?" "Many times." "Then why did it continue?" Mia wiped Mia's tears. "Because Ryan threatened me." "With what?" "Something from our past." "What secret?" "I can't tell you." I laughed bitterly. "You destroyed 3 years of trust, and you still have secrets?" I was scared. "You should have been scared to lose me." Mia looked down. "I was." "No, Mia. You were scared of Ryan." Silence filled the apartment. Mia finally whispered, "Ryan knows something about your career." My anger stopped me cold. "What does Ryan know about my career?" "Before you met me, Ryan was involved with a company connected to your firm." "That means nothing." "It means everything to Ryan." "Explain." "Ryan believes you took an opportunity that should have belonged to Ryan." I shook my head. "I never stole anything from Ryan." "I know." "Then why is Ryan doing this?" Mia looked toward the window. "Because Ryan wants you ruined." My phone buzzed. "Daniel Brooks." I answered. "Daniel, I need help." Daniel heard my voice and immediately asked, "What happened?" Mia admitted Ryan has been meeting Mia for months. Daniel went silent. "Are you still there?" "I'm here." "Ethan, don't make a decision tonight. I already know what I want to do." "What?" "I want Ryan to pay." "That is exactly what anger wants you to do." "I'm not angry." "Your voice says otherwise." I looked at Mia. Daniel continued, "Meet me tomorrow. Bring every message, photograph, and detail. We need facts, not revenge." I agreed. After ending the call, Mia moved closer. "Ethan, please believe me. I believed you for 3 years. I still love you. Love does not explain this." Mia started crying again. I felt something inside me changing. The tears still hurt, but the tears no longer controlled me. "Where did Ryan contact you?" Mia hesitated. "Your office." Mia looked at the floor. "Sometimes." My stomach tightened. "What did Ryan tell your office?" "I don't know everything." "You know enough." Mia finally admitted. "Ryan has been calling people connected to your company." I grabbed my jacket. "Who?" "I don't know." "Then I will find out." The next morning, Daniel met me at a small coffee shop. Daniel placed a folder on the table. I checked what I could. "What did you find?" "Ryan has been contacting people connected to your company." "Marcus?" "Not directly." I opened the folder. Several printed messages were inside. "Where did these come from?" "An old contact at your firm." I read the first message. Ryan had accused me of stealing confidential information. The second message claimed I had manipulated a promotion. The third claimed I had used company data for personal gain. My hands tightened. These are lies. I know. Why would Ryan invent all this? Daniel pointed at the last page. "Look at the date." I stared at the page. The first accusation had been sent 2 weeks before the hotel photograph. Ryan had planned this. "This is not revenge over Mia," I whispered. Daniel shook his head. "No. Ryan wants your future." My phone rang. "Victoria Cole." I answered. "Victoria? Ethan, where are you?" "Out with Daniel." Come home tonight. We need to talk. About what? About Mia. I closed my eyes. Victoria, I know. No, Ethan. You know Mia cheated. You do not yet understand what betrayal can do to your judgment. I listened. Victoria continued. Do not destroy your own future trying to punish Ryan. I won't. Promise me. I promise. That evening, I returned home and opened my laptop. I searched every message, every company contact, and every name connected to Ryan. Then I found something. Ryan had contacted Marcus Reed, my boss, 3 times. The most recent message had been sent that morning. I stared at the screen. My phone rang again. Marcus Reed. Ethan, come to my office first thing tomorrow. Why? Marcus paused. We need to discuss your position. My heartbeat accelerated. What happened? Come in tomorrow. Marcus, tell me now. Another pause. I received some serious allegations about you. The call ended. I lowered the phone slowly. Mia's betrayal had broken my heart. Ryan's lies were coming for my career. I looked at Mia across the room. Did Ryan tell you this would happen? Mia's eyes widened. No. Did Ryan ever mention Marcus? Mia shook her head. Ryan said your job was the only thing you cared about. That sounds like Ryan. Mia reached for my hand. I pulled my hand away. Ethan, please. I cannot fix this tonight. I can help. Then tell me everything you remember. Mia swallowed. Ryan said your success was temporary. Ryan said one mistake would make everyone turn against you. I felt the last piece fall into place. This was never only about cheating. Mia whispered, I'm sorry. I looked toward the dark window. Sorry is not enough anymore. And suddenly, I understood the real plan. Ryan did not only want Mia. Ryan wanted my entire life. I walked into Marcus Reed's office the next morning with Daniel's folder under my arm. I already knew something was wrong, but I still hoped the truth would protect me. Marcus closed the door. Ethan, sit down. I sat. Marcus placed several printed pages on the desk. I received accusations that you shared confidential company information. I did not. I believe you. Then why am I here? Because the board does not know what I believe. My throat tightened. What happens now? Marcus looked at me with regret. Until the investigation ends, your employment is terminated. The words felt unreal. Terminated? Temporarily, pending investigation. That still means I lost my job. Marcus lowered his eyes. I'm sorry. I stood slowly. Who sent the accusations? Marcus hesitated. Ryan Blake. I laughed without humor. Of course. Ethan, do not confront Ryan. I won't. Marcus studied me. Promise me. I promise. I walked outside carrying everything from my desk in one small box. 3 years of hard work had become a box of papers, a coffee mug, and a photograph of my parents. Daniel waited near the parking lot. What happened? I'm unemployed. Daniel took the box from my hands. Come home with me. I can't go back to that apartment. You don't have to. When I returned home, Mia was waiting. Ethan, please talk to me. I have nothing to say. Ryan did this. I know. Ryan manipulated everything. I looked at Mia. Everything. Yes. Even the affair. Mia's eyes filled with tears. I was afraid. You were afraid for months. I thought Ryan would stop. You knew Ryan was dangerous. I did. Then why didn't you tell me? Mia looked down. I was ashamed. I picked up my suitcase. Where are you going? Daniel's. You're leaving me? I'm leaving this apartment. Ethan, please forgive me. I cannot forgive what I still do not understand. Mia grabbed my arm. I love you. I gently pulled away. Love without honesty destroyed me. I packed the last shirt into my suitcase. Mia cried behind me. Can we fix this? I don't know. You used to fight for us. I did. Then fight now. I stopped at the door. I spent 3 years fighting for us. Now I need to fight for myself. At Daniel's apartment, I slept badly. The next morning, I opened my laptop. I need evidence, I told Daniel. Daniel placed coffee beside me. Then start with Ryan. I will. Do not break the law. I won't. Do not threaten Ryan. I won't. Then what will you do? I will let Ryan's own lies destroy Ryan. I began building a timeline. Hotel photograph. First accusation. Second accusation. Calls to Marcus. Mia's unexplained nights. Everything began connecting. Then Sophie called. Ethan, can we meet? Yes. Sophie arrived carrying her phone. I owe you the truth. You do. I stayed quiet because Mia was my best friend. That silence cost me everything. I know. Sophie sat across from me. I have messages. From Mia? Yes. Sophie opened the phone. Look at these dates. I read the first message. Mia had written to Sophie 3 weeks before the hotel photograph. I knew Ryan was planning something against Ethan. My hands became cold. Why didn't you show me this? I was scared Mia would hate me. She already lost me. Sophie nodded. I'm sorry. Keep going. Sophie showed me another message. Mia had written, Ryan says Ethan will lose everything if I leave Ryan. I stared at the screen. Did Mia know about my job? Yes. How long? Before the photograph. That sentence destroyed the last excuse I had been holding. Mia had not simply been trapped. Mia had known. I returned to Daniel's apartment and opened the laptop again. I found company records, public posts, dates, and messages. Ryan had contacted people before Mia claimed Ryan threatened Mia. Ryan had planned the professional attack before the affair became public. I looked at Daniel. Can this be used legally? Possibly, but we need the original messages and proper records. Then, that is what I will get. Daniel. No. Daniel, I will expose Ryan through the truth. Daniel smiled slightly. That sounds like the Ethan I know. I am not the same Ethan anymore. You shouldn't be. I looked at the folder again. I used to think winning meant getting Mia back. And now winning means making sure nobody can destroy my name with a lie. I closed the laptop. For the first time, I am not begging anyone to choose me. I am choosing myself. The words felt strange, but they also felt right. I had spent days asking why Mia betrayed me. Now I had a better question. How much had Mia helped Ryan destroy? I whispered. This was deliberate. Daniel leaned over my shoulder. You have enough to start proving the pattern. I need more. You will get more. I opened my phone and found the engagement proposal I had written months earlier. The message began with 3 words. Mia, marry me. I read the rest. I had written about our first date, our apartment, our future, and the family I imagined building with Mia. My eyes burned. Daniel quietly stepped away. I selected the message. Delete. The screen asked for confirmation. I pressed delete. For the first time, I understood what I was grieving. I was not only losing Mia. I was losing the future I had already lived inside my head. That night, Sophie sent another message. Sophie. Ethan, I found one more thing. I replied immediately. What? Sophie. It proves Mia knew Ryan's plan before the hotel meeting. My heart stopped. A photograph appeared. It showed a message from Mia to Ryan. I zoomed in. The timestamp was from 2 days before the hotel photograph. The message contained one sentence. Mia, I will help you, but promise Ethan will never know. I stared at the screen. My hands began shaking. Mia had known. Mia had chosen silence. And now I finally had proof. I asked Mia to meet me at the apartment one final time. This time, I did not go alone. Sophie came with me, and Daniel waited outside in case anything went wrong. Mia opened the door and stared at Sophie. You brought Sophie? I brought the person who finally told me the truth. Mia looked at Sophie. How could you do this to me? Sophie answered quietly. I should have done it months ago. I placed the folder on the table. Mia, sit down. Mia sat. I opened the folder. Before we start, I want one honest answer. Mia nodded. Did the affair begin before Ryan threatened you? Mia's eyes filled with tears. Yes. The answer crushed the last piece of hope I had carried into that room. So Ryan did not force you into the affair? No. You chose Ryan. I did. Why? Mia covered her face. I was lonely. You had me. I know. I was working because I was trying to build our future. I know. You could have told me. I was afraid you would leave me. I stared at Mia. So you cheated because you were afraid I would leave? I know how terrible that sounds. It sounds worse than terrible. Mia began crying. I felt like you were becoming distant. I was working 12-hour days to save for our future. I know. I was planning to propose. Mia looked up. What? I pulled the ring box from my pocket. Mia stared at it. You were going to propose? Yes. Mia's face collapsed. I didn't know. You never gave me the chance to tell you. Sophie looked away. I placed the ring box on the table. I carried this for months. Mia whispered. Ethan, please. No. I need the truth now. Mia nodded through tears. Ryan came back into my life, and I let Ryan stay. When did Ryan start threatening you? After the affair had already begun. What did Ryan want? Mia hesitated. Information. What information? Your work. My stomach tightened. What about my work? Ryan wanted access to confidential company files. Sophie looked shocked. Mia, you never told me that. I was scared. I looked at Mia. Ryan used you to get information from me. Yes. And you helped Ryan? Mia started crying harder. I gave Ryan small things. What things? Names, meeting times, public documents. Anything I thought would not hurt you. You thought helping Ryan attack my career would not hurt me? I was stupid. No, you were dishonest. A loud knock came from the door. Everyone froze. I moved toward the door. A message appeared on my phone. Ryan, open the door. My heart began pounding. Another message arrived. Ryan, we need to talk. I looked at Sophie. Stay here. I opened the door. Ryan stood outside. Ethan, what do you want? Your evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Ryan smiled. Don't lie to me. I kept my phone recording inside my jacket. What evidence? The messages. The photographs. Everything Sophie gave you. Ryan stepped closer. You think you can destroy me? I think you already destroyed yourself. Ryan's smile disappeared. You don't understand what happens if I go down. Explain it. Ryan lowered his voice. Mia goes down with me. I stayed silent. Ryan continued. Mia knew everything. Mia helped me. If you expose me, I will make sure everyone knows. Did you plan to use Mia to access my company? Ryan hesitated. Then Ryan said, of course. My stomach turned. Ryan realized the mistake immediately. You recorded that? I stepped backward. Ryan lunged forward. Daniel opened the door from behind me. Back away. Ryan stopped. Daniel stood between Ryan and me. Ryan pointed at me. You have no idea what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Ryan walked away. The moment Ryan disappeared, Sophie looked at me. Did you get it? I pulled out my phone. Yes. Mia was crying on the couch. Ethan, please don't destroy Ryan. I looked at Mia. I am not destroying Ryan. Then what are you doing? I am telling the truth. I sent every file to Marcus. Then I contacted the proper authorities and provided the evidence. Hours passed. Marcus called. Ethan, I received everything. Is it enough? It is enough to reopen the investigation. I closed my eyes. Thank you. Marcus paused. I owe you an apology. For what? I believed the accusations before I had the full picture. You had to protect the company. I still should have protected my employee. I said nothing. Marcus continued. I want to offer you another position. I opened my eyes. Another position? Yes. A better one. I thought I lost everything. You lost a job. You did not lose your ability. His words stayed with me. After the call, Sophie sat beside me. I know you may never forgive me. I don't know what forgiveness will look like. I understand. But you told me the truth when everyone else kept lying. Sophie nodded. I had to. I looked at Mia. Mia had become strangely quiet. I am sorry, Mia whispered. I believed Mia meant it. But believing an apology did not mean returning to the person who caused the wound. Mia, I forgive you for myself. Mia looked up hopefully. But I cannot come back. The hope disappeared. I understand. I picked up the ring box. Mia stared at the box. You can keep it, I said. I don't deserve it. I know. I left the apartment with Sophie and Daniel. Outside, the night air felt different. For the first time, I did not feel trapped by anger. I had evidence. I had my future. And I had finally stopped begging people to love me honestly. My phone buzzed. One final message from Ryan appeared. Ryan, if I go down, Mia goes down with me. I stared at the screen. Then I understood. Ryan was no longer threatening me. Ryan was afraid. The message from Ryan stayed on my screen for several minutes. I could have answered with anger. I could have threatened Ryan back. Instead, I put my phone down and looked at Daniel. What do I do now? Daniel folded his arms. You do what you should have done from the beginning. What? Tell the truth. Every piece of it. I nodded. The next morning, I met Marcus at the company office. I carried the original photograph, Sophie's messages, Ryan's recordings, financial records, and every document connected to the scheme. Marcus looked through everything carefully. This is enough to change the entire investigation. I want my name cleared. You will have it. I also want every accusation against me reviewed. Marcus nodded. We will do that. I handed Marcus the original photograph. This started everything. Marcus studied the image. This photograph may have saved your career. I almost smiled. It destroyed my relationship. Sometimes the same truth can cause pain and still save a life. I thought about that sentence. Within days, the investigation changed completely. The messages showed Ryan had planned the attacks before the hotel photograph existed. The recordings proved Ryan wanted confidential company information. The financial records showed payments connected to people Ryan had used to spread false claims about me. Ryan's story collapsed piece by piece. People who had believed Ryan began contacting me. One former coworker called first. "Ethan, I owe you an apology." "For what?" "I believed the accusations." "You believed what you were shown." "I should have asked for proof." "Yes, you should have." Another coworker sent a message. "I'm sorry. I read the message and deleted it. I did not need every apology. I needed my life back." Marcus called me into the office one afternoon. "I have an offer for you." "What kind?" "A new position. Better salary. More responsibility." I stared at Marcus. "Why me?" "Because you survived an attack that would have broken most people." "I nearly broke." "But you didn't." I accepted the position. My first day felt strange. The same building that once represented everything I had lost now represented everything I had rebuilt. Daniel visited that evening. "You look different." "I feel different." "Better." "Stronger." Daniel smiled. "That is better." Sophie also began rebuilding her life. Our friendship did not become perfect overnight, but honesty became the foundation. One afternoon, Sophie said, "I still regret staying silent." "You cannot change those weeks." "I know, but you changed what happened after." Sophie smiled. "That means more than you know." Mia eventually sent me one final letter. I read it alone. Mia wrote about regret, loneliness, fear, and every choice that had led to the betrayal. The final sentence hurt most. "I wish I had chosen you when choosing you still mattered." I folded the letter. I did not hate Mia anymore. I simply no longer wanted Mia in my future. Ryan eventually faced the consequences of every choice. The company removed every false claim from my record, and the people involved in spreading those lies had to answer difficult questions. Ryan lost the control he had built through fear. Mia lost Ryan too, because Ryan blamed Mia when everything collapsed. Mia once asked for another chance, but I refused. "I hope you heal," I told Mia. "I hope you find happiness," Mia answered. "I will." That conversation gave me closure. I did not celebrate Ryan's downfall. I did not celebrate Mia's regret. I simply walked away, knowing justice did not require me to become cruel. I learned never to abandon myself. Months passed. My work became easier. My confidence returned. I started sleeping peacefully again. Then Claire Morgan joined a project at my company. Our first conversation happened after a long meeting. Claire looked at the reports on the table. "Did you create these?" "Yes." "They are impressive." "Thank you." Claire smiled. "I expected someone much older." I laughed. "I get that sometimes." Claire pointed toward the coffee machine. "Coffee?" "Sure." We walked together. There was no instant romance. No dramatic promise. No desperate need to be understood. That was what made the moment different. Over the following weeks, Claire and I talked often. One evening, Claire asked, "Why do you never talk about relationships?" I looked at the city lights outside the window. "Because I learned that trust should be earned, not begged for." Claire nodded. "That sounds painful." It was. "Are you ready to trust again?" "I don't know." Claire smiled. "That is an honest answer." I smiled back. For the first time, I did not feel pressure to rush. I did not need another relationship to prove I had survived the last one. I had already survived. 1 year after the photograph arrived, I opened the same drawer where I kept important documents. The original photograph was still there. I held it between my fingers. Mia beside Ryan. The hotel room. The moment everything changed. I expected anger. Instead, I felt peace. Daniel once asked me why I kept it. I finally understood the answer. The photograph reminded me of the man I used to be. A man who trusted words more than actions. A man who thought loving someone meant forgiving everything. A man who believed losing Mia meant losing his future. I was no longer that man. I placed the photograph back inside the drawer. My phone buzzed. "Claire, dinner tonight?" I smiled. "Claire, no pressure. Just dinner." I replied, "Dinner sounds good." I put the phone away and looked around my apartment. My life was not the life I had planned. It was better. It belonged to me. I had lost love. I had lost my job. I had lost the future I imagined. But I had found something I never knew I needed. Myself. I once thought that photograph proved Mia had betrayed me. Years later, I understood the truth. The photograph did not destroy my life. The lies did. The photograph simply gave me the courage to rebuild it.